wish to welcome John Kirkland from the Fathering Project. The Fathering Project is a remarkable charitable organisation. John, thank you for being with us at our state conference today.
Thanks so much, Mike. It's great to be with you, and hello to all the members.
Yeah, John, like most of us here, I'm a father. My wife and I have 3 children, 9 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids. And, I found fatherhood changed me. I think I became much more patient and sensitive. I felt the pressure of much more responsibility and a love that I never knew existed. My parents were my role models. Australian society and families have undergone enormous changes in the past 40 years. I think trends in household makeup or family types, marital status, birth rates, parental employment and education. So what's your organisation's thoughts on effectual fathering?
Well, congratulations on all your kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. I'm a husband of 1 and a father of 4. My kids range in age from 16 down to 6. In regards to the Fathering Project, what the research is showing from both Australia and overseas is that children with disengaged fathers experience poorer educational outcomes and higher rates of mental illness, illicit drug use, alcohol addiction, and incarceration. But conversely, the opposite is true. Children that have positive and effective fathers or father figures in their lives have significantly improved cognitive and academic outcomes, higher levels of empathy, self-control, their self-esteem improves, and they've got better social and emotional skills. So it's now clear from the research that effective and intentional fathering has significant positive outcomes on the development of children.
Our branch of the Knights of the Southern Cross is proudly supporting a dads group in our Catholic parish school, St Francis de Sales College. Are many other schools involved with the Fathering Project?
Absolutely. So St Francis de Sales College is one of over 400 schools around Australia that have got a partnership with the Fathering Project. We started in Western Australia in 2013. Our focus to begin with was initially primary schools, but over the last almost 10 years now, we've had schools from all across Australia want to increase the father and father figure involvement in the life of their school, not just primary schools, but also early learning centres and secondary schools as well. So it is growing, and we're really grateful to support of organisations like yourselves that want to partner with their local school to set up a dads group and connect the fathers into your organisation, but also give them a reason to be involved in school life.
When I looked at your website, thefatheringproject.org, I found it packed with lots of good information, like it was founded in 2013 by Professor Bruce Robinson in WA. There are over 2,000 dads group events held every year. 80 families are supported each week. 3,200 dads receive one-on-one support at your support hubs every year. That there are 67 Fathering Project volunteers currently working in the community. And in the last 9 odd years, and because of the Fathering Project, over 340,000 dads have changed their lives, and over 600,000 children's lives have improved. These figures are just remarkable. Please tell us about the mechanics of the Fathering Project and what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, I want to tell you Bruce's story, our founder. Bruce is a leading lung specialist based out of the University of Western Australia. He's a professor of medicine. And Bruce, in his line of work as a medical doctor, he has what I would describe as the unenviable task of having to tell a lot of men, and many of those men fathers, that they have lung cancer and that they're now terminally ill and that they have X to live, be it 6, 12, 18, maybe 24 months. And when he has to break bad news to men, he will have them say to him things that like, what do I do in the time that I've got left to be the best father that I can be? So they might be sitting in his medical practice alongside their wife, partner, and they're in tears. And Bruce saw this happen over and over and over again, and he thought, I need to do something about this. So he looked at the research internationally and in Australia, and he saw that children that have these effective and intentional fathers and father figures in their lives are having better outcomes. He said, this is really important. I've got to do something about this. So he set up a charitable organisation. We're a children's harm prevention charity, and we are changing children's lives through effective fathering. Bruce would treat these men medically, but he'd also walk the journey with them to their end of life. And Bruce has sat at the end of many people's deathbeds, and he's a confident man. He asks a very difficult question of men in their final days. He said, what regrets do you have? Not do you have any regrets, but what regrets do you have? And he would always find that for the men that were fathers, they'd say to him, work wasn't as important as I thought it was. I wish I'd spent more time with my kids, and I wish someone had told me sooner how profound my impact is on the lives of my children. I wish I could get that time back. I wish someone had grabbed me by the shoulders when I was younger and said, hey, your kids need you to be an active and present force in their lives. So that's why he set up the Fathering Project, and we're university backed, we're research based, and we're reaching as many dads as we can around Australia. And we're doing a lot of that work through these partnerships with schools.
Now, John, to help us here today, could you please talk us through the process of setting up and sponsoring a dads group at one of our parish schools?
Our partnerships with schools are a true and authentic partnership because it brings together a child's two worlds. Largely, children will have two worlds that they live in. One is home and family, and the other is school and learning. And what we're trying to do is strengthen school-family partnerships by getting those two circles, those two worlds, to collide and overlap. And that Venn diagram, with that sweet spot in the middle where family and home and school and learning come together, children know that these two places that they spend a lot of their time are working together for their benefit. So it really requires an introduction to go to the school and say, have you heard about the Fathering Project? They're supporting schools to strengthen family partnerships, to increase community engagement, and to help with your student wellbeing priorities by making fathers aware of how important their role is in the life of the school, but then also in raising their children. And if the school is interested, then it's an introduction to me, and I'll meet with the school leadership, and I might also meet with the interested parties in the school community. And together we work out what the school's needs are and what they'd like to achieve through a partnership with us. Typically, a school would host 4 events a year, 1 per term, and these are called Dads and Kids events. And these are fun, memory-making moments in the school where dads get to meet other dads, kids get to spend time with their father, which is so important, and that we're building relationships between the parents in the school and the school teachers so that the children thrive.
To be involved in the Fathering Project, how much does it cost, and what is funded by our annual fee?
A school's contribution financially, the value of the project is way beyond this, but in money terms, it's $1,000 for an annual fee that the school contributes to. Some schools have that subsidised through grants or philanthropy or a donation, which may come from any of your members. But a lot of schools are able to take that fee on themselves, but they might look to share it with their P&C or their parent organisation in the school also. But if a school is told that someone is going to sponsor the membership by paying for it, then that's one of the things that really supports a school.
On the website, you have something called the Fathering Channel. What's that all about?
So the Fathering Channel, it comes about through 2 words that we're probably a little bit tired of hearing over the last 2 years. One of them is COVID and the other is pivot. And that's what we had to do. As a parent engagement initiative for schools, It's been really difficult to do our work when schools by and large have had their gates closed to parents. So we were looking for new ways to go direct to dads, and we developed a resource called the Fathering Channel. It's on our website. You mentioned it earlier, but to remind you, thefatheringproject.org, look that up. You can Google the Fathering Project and save it as a bookmark in your browser. On that website, you'll find the Fathering Channel, and on the channel we have videos, podcasts, news articles, blogs, cooking segments, just a whole lot of information to really rise up with fathers and help them be the best dads that they can be by being encouraged with a bit of information and inspiration around their most important role of being a father.
Could you tell us, please, about the support services your organisation offers?
Yeah, I think one of the things that are developing rapidly and needs a lot of support at our end at the moment is our community fathering hubs. Our first hub started in Armidale in Western Australia. We were featured on the ABC's Compass program, and these community hubs are where fathers from low socioeconomic backgrounds and might be considered or labelled as at risk with intergenerational fatherlessness in their family are being given support around how to be the best dads that they can be when they haven't had that role model to them by their own fathers. So these men come together and get support from extra agencies, but we're there as an organisation to help them with that role of what it looks like to be a good dad and how to do that well.
John, thank you for explaining the Fathering Project to us today. Our State Council hopes that other branches will embrace this initiative in the future as it deals with being an influential father, the love of our youth, and having better family units. The Knights have Care for the Aged well and truly supported with Southern Cross Care that we started in the 1960s. It's its own independent organisation now. But to me, the Fathering Project ticks many boxes across our family units that embrace the teachings of Jesus Christ, which is why the Knights exist. So again, thank you very much.